What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Sewer Badger back at it with the final series of the CTL week. Up here in the top right, representing PiGPan, it is going to be the most gent of men. It is going to be Gentleman. And down here in the bottom right, representing the Platinum Heroes, it is going to be Spire in 6th. Representing Tool, also known as Tolo. Also known as a 12-pool cheesing evil man. As we operate into this game, we're going to be seeing as what Gentleman sees here, as he is going to be a little bit late on his gateway down here. Just now sending the probe. You definitely want to be sending that out as soon as that hits the 3/4 mark, to be able to place it more quickly. This probe going to come in, going to see that there's no natural. This is set 2, so this is about mid to high diamond, I believe. About 3.5 to 3.9k, I think. Or 3.5 to 3.7, I don't know. Yeah, however, he is going to spot that 12 pool. And he's got to know links are incoming, and this drone is coming down here to help wall that off. Now, the wall off here on Al Sayeni is really freaking weird because you can't do that. You can't place them side by side. You have to place them at an angle, and then place the third building right here. If I recall correctly. Or was it right here more? I don't know. However, there will be a gap right here as Gentleman runs in, finds out that he can, in fact, run by this. Doesn't look like he can, but he is going to wall this off with the pylon. But is it too late? These links heading all across the map. The Gentleman, with his first zealot finish, going to be in a very comfortable position of being able to deal with this link flood, as his zealot is dutifully on hold position. We'll see what happens here as he gets up a third pylon here. A battery finishes up. He's gonna lose a ling unnecessarily to that zealot. He's gonna start killing that. Gateway, which is gonna be really discomforting for this. Which is gonna be really uncomfortable for Gentleman, especially if this thing goes on for longer than the next 30 seconds. This ling's starting to dive in, and Tolo, the Gentleman, are going to engage in a little bit of fisticuffs here. And this battery runs out of juice, kills that zealot, and it looks like he's going to lose 2 more and have 3 left over by the time this finishes up. I don't think these links are going to be able to kill that before the adept finishes. But behind this, Tolo has a plan. The man with the plan is going to be starting a queen over here. Going to be having a natural, and up here in the main, a queen is almost finished. A little bit over saturation, 19 of 16. Going to be putting those right into gas as soon as that finishes. Remember, there's no link speed, so what you see is what you get for Tolo's army. And Gentleman with a sentry and an adept on the way. We're gonna see what he has to say, what he gets to do in response. Up here, a third goes down for Tolo as he spots this, as the Stargate gets spotted by him. We'll see if he himself knows about it. If he does know about it, he'll likely be placing some sort of spore crawler up here in the main. And he's going to look over. He's not going to know what that is. He might think it's a gateway, though. We'll see what's happening as he gets distracted by these adepts at the front. Going back to everyone's camera, looking at what's happening here. These 2 adepts are putting down some damage on this hatchery, but it's not going to be a whole lot as the sentry chases away these scouting overlords. Going to push them away. These adepts doing God's work, pushing these Zerglings to their limits, forcing them to run around, forcing an extra dose of coffee. Over here, it's going to be a void ray. These two overlords over here, those are going to be easy pickings. Up here in the main, there's going to be no spore yet. If an oracle popped across over here right now, That would be a lot of damage on Tolo's eco. And Gentleman is going to bust down that pylon. Ling's speed is about 3/4 of the way done, so he's not going to. So Tolo isn't going to be rushing across the map to take full advantage of that just yet. However, we are already seeing the issue here with this adept. He is not quite in that wall, and if she is not quite in that wall, adepts are probably the only female Protoss unit in the current arsenal. Void Ray scouting around for some overlords. This overlord hiding in the trees. Shh, you can't see me, says the overlord. As these queens are starting to start up some creep spread, is looking pretty decently for the start of the game, considering how chaotic it was. A third on the way for Gentleman, but he doesn't have an adept over here, so this can be canceled by Tolo if he so desired. I personally would have sent a adept over here to nestle right between the nexus and the pylon, to be able to afford some sort of stability in the defense, prevent it from getting canceled. Because a cancel on that third is something that Gentleman can ill afford at this particular state in the game. Already going up to 44 workers is Spire in 6th. Looks to be stopping there and all inning with Roaches. Ling going to be on this side of the map as 2 Zealots start up and kill this Ling that was attacking. However, as a second Void Ray finishes up, a third Void Ray actually, I think this is a win for Gentleman. It's an all-in off of 44 workers, and Gentleman's pulling ahead the workers while also having a stable defense, a 4th Void Ray on the way. Tolo has to bring the queens, otherwise he is not going to be able to defend. He's not going to be able to attack very well. A 4th Void Ray on the way, 17 workers, a bit of oversaturation on that natural. However, the third is going to be 4 workers. Shield batteries at the third, shield batteries at the natural. If he had a Nidus Swarm, I would be a little more optimistic, but he does not, so he is all in. He is all in as all in gets. He is at 77 army supply to Gentleman's 32. So I don't really see a future for Tolo in this game. He's going to be losing a lot of workers even before he gets to this wall, and he's going to try to focus down this pylon, going to try to punch in. However, if Gentleman can really start healing that, and he depowers this Stargate, which is going to be pretty vicious here. Trying to defend against that is going to be very difficult. Ling's pouring across. Nope. Roaches pouring across the map. They're going to try to get some damage done in the probe line. However, these probes, fast reaction out of Gentleman here. There's going to be some pretty dead drones out of this all in. If Gentleman holds it, he can move across the map and he can deal a lot of damage. He can kill everything that Tolo has. However, over here on the side of the map, I would not be surprised if Super Battery gets activated. Super Battery does get activated. These Roaches are just doing nothing to these Adepts. However, all of the Roaches have gone down at this particular point in time, which means that Tolo has to either start a transition. And he has started a transition. He is getting Roaches. He is getting Hydras. However, Gentleman is in a pretty comfortable position here, having as many Void Rays as Tolo has Hydras currently, I think. How many Hydras does he have? Where are his Hydras? Can't find his Hydras, but I know he's got as many Void Rays as Tolo has Hydras. And with charge finishing up, I think this is a 1 game for Gentleman. Gentleman, a beautiful hold. Getting a lot of things done here. Floating 1,000, but honestly, with that all in, he can be forgiven for that. However, he's got to push now before Tolo has a chance to get up a Roach Hydra or ball. He has to get some damage done, or before he falls too far behind and requires splash. Because Hydras are the highest DPS unit. I think they're the second highest DPS unit in the Zerg arsenal. Yeah, it's just gonna be a Phoenix Scout here as these Hydras start to push in across the map. What is going to go on here as Tolo looks to be breaking down these rocks, trying to open up the map a little more. 11 Roaches on the way. He thinks he has enough Hydras to deal with all of this. And in fact, I think he does. 2 carriers are on the way, though, so I think this is going to be a pretty If he can hold on long enough for these carriers to finish up. Where's that second Stargate? Oh, it's over here in the back right next to the fleet beacon. If he can hold off long enough for it, he's going to be punching into shield batteries. I would actually... this is not a good position for Tolo to push into. However, he's going to make the best of it as he can. He's Charge-Out's doing good work, though. They're going to be pushing back this entire army of Tolo, who's losing all of this, all these overlords. But now Gentleman only has Void Rays. 65 workers for Tolo, 56 for Gentleman, and these Hydras gonna be putting on some good damage on these Void Rays, as he loses another Void Ray. However, is he gonna be able to clean up these Hydras? As it looks like no, this Hydra barely survives. 5 more Hydras on the way. A bunch of it is going to be Spire on the way, and if he could get out some corruptors, this is a win for Tolo. He is going to try to focus down this Nexus, which is going to probably cost him quite a lot here, as he's trying to get out more Hydras, probably trying to use it as a stopgap to prevent. Oh wait, what? Your Spire finishes up and you start a +1 attack with corruptors, with no corruptors on the tab. What is this +1 attack for? Future investment? Already another third starting up for Gentleman. He's going to be far behind in workers. He's in a very dire position right now. More carriers on the way, but these aren't his zealots. He doesn't know it yet, and these are spotting for Tolo, and he knows exactly what's coming. And he has a bunch of Hydras. 5 corruptors start up, and I think that'll seal the deal for this game. Stargate producing more and more and more. And more changelings. It's a changeling party in the natural of Gentlemen. On the other side, a Ling run by is going to kill these assimilators. Over here, towards the front, there's going to be more corruptors. Not laser lords coming out of Tolo. And more corruptors. I think I said that already, but yeah. I actually would not mind a few stalkers to help with this. Actually, Storm is probably the best bet here, as +2 attack is starting up for Gentleman's Error army. But I don't think he's going to be able to hold here, as Spire in 6 is close to maxing out. 130 army supply with 69 workers. That is a very nice number. 50 army supply, though, for Gentleman. He has to trade with the best trade stone to Man and God in the next few minutes to be able to hold against this. Another carrier already finished up, and he is supply blocked. This is bad for him. He is supply blocked, and he is going to have to... Oh, he has got a few more pylons on the way. It's going to be pretty vicious supply block as these charge outs are here. However, as Tolo starts to target down all of those carriers and the entire army of Gentlemen falls apart, he is forced to GG, giving game number 1 to the Platinum Heroes player. As we hop into game 2, which is going to be hosted on Oceanborn. It's going to be Gentlemen versus Tolo. A Protoss versus Zerg, the first one we've had. I think it was the first. Yeah, it's the first one we had, because the first one was a PvT, then it was a PvP, and then it was a PvT, and then a ZVZ, and now we have a PvZ. The only thing we're missing is a TvT. Unfortunately, not full representation, but that doesn't matter. Here, Protoss, down here, sporting the beautiful skin of the Hunry. It is Gentleman from PiGPan. Up here in the top right of Oceanborn, top left. Left of Oceanborn, it is Spire in 6th, also known as Tolo, also known as the 12-pool cheeser. This probe coming across the map, looking to be stopping that natural from Tolo. who is in fact not looking for that natural. He's in fact looking for a little bit of cheese. Gonna be throwing a little bit of cheese in Gentleman's face. Gonna be throwing a little bit of chaos into the mix as he tries to emulate the great and powerful sewer mermaids. I do say emulate because of a PiGPan superiority. Superiority. I don't know. What does that mean? Authority. Yeah, authority. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. He goes for a natural. 8 links on the production tab, though. 6 pop. But Gentleman, he is ready. Cybercore. Already finishing up, I should say. And a gateway on the way as this Zealot finishes up. You could probably position that a little bit forward because this is a little... I think one of my biggest complaints about how the Zergling interaction works between the Zergling and the Adept, the Zergling and the Zealot and the unit and the wall, especially in concerns to the Zealot and the Adept, how they turn to the side and the links just slip in, meaning that your defense is completely RNG based. The Zealot going to be popping out here, going to be causing some damage here on these Zerglings. However, he is going to lose his life to an unfortunately timed demise. And that is going to be a lost unit. And the Zerglings get another surround. And this is already looking bad for Gentleman, who is in a very deadly position. Behind this is going to be the same thing as last time. PvZ, rarely a meta that changes drastically. As this Adept pops, as soon as this Adept pops, these leagues have to back out. Looks like he's going to try to go for the Cybercore. I don't think he's going to be able to get it before this Adept pops out. However, he might get it after the Adept pops out. He's going to try to go for it. He's going to try to all in. However, this Adept is on the case, killing one more Zergling. And the natural gets secured for Gentleman, who has another Adept on the way. 3 gateways up here. What is Gentleman planning? Cancels one. We'll see what happens here. I'm actually kind of excited for some Glaives action here. Stargate gets placed down right in the face of that Overlord. We'll see if Tolo. Yeah, he sees it. See him clicking around. He's going to back out, trying to get that out before any damage can really be dealt to it. As these warp gates finish up, Stargate almost finished. A third on the way for Tolo. Spire in 6th. It's pretty cool. These 2 guys have got to have the coolest names I've ever heard. Spire in 6th. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Still a pretty cool name though. Gentleman's got the coolest name currently here. Of the three people currently involved in this. Of the caster, the Zerg, and the Protoss is the coolest name. Thereby showing the thorough dominance of Protoss players and their creativity. Up here in the main, it is going to be a resetter. Oh no, that's a Twilight Council, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Twilight Council, and that is a Void Ray on the hunt. We'll see if Tolo notices that. Did he see it? It was on his screen. He probably saw it. He's just droning, though. He's droning. That's charge. Ladies and gentlemen, that's charge. If he starts a Roach Warren right now, he would have enough Roaches in time. As it stands, if he tries to cut never mind, he already has a Roach Warren. Is he going to start Roaches? Is he going to start Roaches? We'll see. 4th gateway gets thrown down for Gentleman. Charge on the way. Almost finished. A Zealot on the way. Bit of oversaturation in the main as he starts up a Hydra Den. He's going to try to all in again. Is he going to try to all in again? Let's go to everyone's camera on the other side of the map. Wait, what? It's a proxy. This is going to hit a little faster than Tolo really wants it to. As this gateway finishes up, 2 gateways over here proxied. Over here, it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9 gateways off of a 2-base economy, and these zealots, they're ready for kill. They're ready for blood. They're looking for blood. They're ready to take on the Zerg. Just look at they're looking at their side blades, looking around. They're going to be seeing around, staring at their side blades. Bloodthirsty side blades. 9 gates, of course, being the maximum amount of gateways that you can be on 2-base. And already, this is not looking good for Spire and 6th. I was going to start up a few Roaches and a Hydra, which is about all you can start up right now. Because it's gas. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And he is forced to GG out, giving the game to Gentleman here in game number 2 of this best of 3. It is tied up 1-1. Gonna be happening in game number 3 here. Second time we're gonna be seeing Golden Aura between the gent of men, the gentlest of men, the gentest of men, versus Spire and 6th. Tolo, as he is known and feared across the galaxy. Down here in the bottom right of Golden Aura, representing PiGPan, is Gentleman. And up here in the top right, representing Platinum here, it is Spire and 6th. Ferocious Zerg versus the terrifying Protoss. Gonna be same thing as usual. Some usual 12 pool shenanigans. Not looking to be terribly cheesy, just looking to put on some additional pressure here. Probably going to take a natural and take a queen behind it as normal. These sort of seem to only know, at this level, it seem to only know one build. For each matchup. But seeing as ladder is pretty generous with the difference of people that you typically get. Yeah, I can understand why. This being timed, well, Gentleman, knowing that it's a 12 pool, is going to be sending a probe down. We're going to be watching from his camera what he does. Looks like he's going to be going for a Stargate opener as he pulls workers into gas. Gonna see what happens here. Going over towards the gold is Gentleman. Or just towards that watchtower. This is spotting for if Tolo was taking that gold. Second pylon powering that main one as this probe places the second one. On the other side of the map, not on the other side of the map, it is going to be more Zerglings headed across. 8 Zerglings, 10 Zerglings. Is it a dream? Is it a hope? Is it a vain recollection of sane society and hopes of a victory? Who knows? In the mind of the Zerg, anything is enigmatic. As Gentleman here is going to be pressured yet again. He's just going to place a second gateway down right next to the first one. Going to be a sufficient wall, but I think that's a little too wide, no? He's going to try to keep both of these alive as he gets up should start chronoing a adept here. Oh, Tolo going for that cyber core. He looks like he's going to try to put on some damage. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though. A natural getting thrown down. However, some positional shenaniganry coming here out of Gentleman and Tolo. Just going to get the cyber core. Which means replacement cyber core is going to have to be placed down as this adept is still able to build, but is not going to be able to be there for this entire army here. A very uncomfortable position to be in. Replacing your cyber core is never a good feeling as these Zerglings come across the map having lost not a single one. Tolo is going to be in a very fine position. Spire in 6th as he's known here. Another pylon being placed. Gentleman expecting further aggression here out of Tolo. It's going to be a Stargate placed over here. Cybercore going to be researching Warp Gate pretty soon here. Going to be Chronode in this probe, keeping an eye on things. Keep an eye on that suspicious crab beetle. The only way he could be any more suspicious if he was shaped like an Among Us. Dang, my throat cracked after that one. It's my third series casting today. Have one more series to cast after this, so pretty fun. These pervy lords gonna be keeping an eye on things. Gonna be chronoing that void ray. It's a void ray opening pretty consistently for Gentleman, who is going to be able to catch a bunch of overlords. And it's going to be pretty uncomfortable. Oh, no. Oh, these 4 pros looking to be worshipping. Oh, he hasn't rallied to the overlord. They were doing their daily devotions and worshipping that overlord. However, this void ray is gonna sacrifice their god to their god. Sort of like Jack Sparrow to unlock his inner avatar. But this overlord did not in fact become an avatar. He just became a puddle of blood and evolutionary goop that Abathur now has to clean up. Over here, the Twilight Council is going to be started on the way. We're going to see what he's going to be researching. My bet is Charge, and it is a good bet because Charge starts up immediately after I say that. So, definitely not a rigged bet. Void Ray going to be catching his second Overlord, which means that Tolo's probably going to be pulling back a bunch of his Overlords to try to keep them safe for the time being, guarding them with Queens. However, this Overlord's hanging high and dry over here in the desert of the east part of Golden Aura. The Zerglings gonna try to get a scout off. Does Tolo see what's going on? No, he doesn't. He does not see what's going on. He does not see the Twilight Council that is now getting chrono. He doesn't know if it's Charge or not. He's just getting roaches. He's just getting roach. This is going to be an all-in off of 54 workers. Looks like it. He's got four roaches on the way. Bunch of legs still sitting down there, fat and happy. There's the day they were born. However, he is floating about 1,000 minerals, so this has got to be a pretty uncomfortable position. However, this creep spread is going to be a little bit stilted. 2 Void Rays going to be coming in here, going to have to dive on out of there, going to boogie on out of there, as these Queens are going to be defending against that. Roaches start to stack up more and more. Well, no, never mind. Going to be a Hydralisk Den up here in the main. +1 Carapace, +1 attack, missile attack coming from Tolo, who has no idea what's happening. He has no idea if it's Charge or Blink or Glaives or even if it's a Twilight opener. 5 more roaches on the way. These Queens look like they're going to be dying here pretty soon. Here, these roaches get a full. These roaches are fully surrounded, and those are going to be some very dead roaches as these get cleaned up. These Charizard's going to be dealing a lot of damage as these Queens fall. These roaches fall. These Charizards get into the mineral line. That is going to be a lot of dead units as these Void Rays come in to finish the job that these Charizards started. More roaches going down up here in the main. This Queen going to be dying here fairly shortly. Here, these roaches going to be popping right up into the welcoming arms of these Charizards, who are maddened with rage, pulling out the glass bottles that are their entire arsenal. He is not attacking fast. He is not letting that attack fast enough to really be dealing damage to Gentleman Zealot here, and that is going to seal the deal here in favor of Gentleman. Game 3 goes as he wins this series 2-1. PiGPan taking a convincing win, 4-1 in this entire week. congratulations to PiGPan for holding, for getting that third place win. And GG's to Platinum Heroes for successfully for not only getting there but giving us a dang fine set of series here to round out the week, to round out the playoffs for PiGPan. And I'll see you all next season, season 30 of the CTL, where we see, can PiGPan make it into the finals, or will it be all inspiration dominating yet again? Find out next time on the CTL cast. I have no idea what I was saying there, but anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that cast. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Drink water, hug your loved ones, and Dragnus is starting up a casting gig, so I go ahead and hop on over to his channel. Drop a subscribe if you like it. Drop a like if you wish to, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.